Greetings, fellow insomniacs. It's your friend and fright, good old Chunky Larry, from the Creature Features podcast and the horrifying tales of horror. And we are here today at Scottish Rite Center in Sacramento, California for the Sinister Creature Con. And I'm going to try to talk to as many people as I can, and you're going to come along with me. And maybe we'll review something. Who the fuck knows? Until then, keep listening, watching. Witchening? We'll go with witchening. Watch and listen. Use both of your orifice, not your mouth. I don't know if you can enjoy this show with your mouth. You could try to enjoy this show with your mouth. Just kind of like lick the screen or something. I don't know how you do things. This isn't my place to decide for you. I don't yuck your yum, so don't yuck mine. Anyway, back to more show. Okay, so I am here with Ninny's Knickknacks, and I'm very interested in your different designs. What was the inspiration behind some of these?
I love space and cartoons, and so if I can mix space monsters, cartoons, and everything that I love into something that's useful for you, then I did it.
And how long have you been coming to the Sinister Creature Con?
4 years.
4 years? How do you like the con? And do you come June and in October?
I do June
And so they're usually an eclectic group of guests. Do you find yourself kind of compensating for the guests when you know, oh, we've got Peter from Twilight or anything like that? Nothing?
I always make what I want to make,
Uh-huh.
and I don't want to get in trouble with like, oh, have Disney or anybody after me. So I just make unique, original things every single time.
That sounds
There's
excellent.
nothing that's copied off of anybody. There's nothing that says I'm someone else. It's all original.
So specifically these guys right here, these snakes and spiders, is that like
Year round.
year round? That's a year round thing for you.
I'll do holiday craft fairs at like local high schools and stuff.
Do you do any like Krampus art or anything for the holidays?
Sometimes, mostly it's my ghosts, and I'll put like a little like Christmas hat on it. But for the most part, I just stick to doing the same thing because if it's broken, I fix it.
Hey, I hear that. I've been doing the same thing for almost a decade. It's not been fixed yet, but it also hasn't been broken. But where can we find you in the world of social media? Instagram. What's your handle?
Ninny's Knickknacks.
Was it Ninny's Knickknacks? All one word. No underscores? There you go. You heard it there first. Okay, so I'm sitting here with Jesse from the Straight to Video Mask Maker. And Jesse, I wanted to just ask you a couple of questions about your work. I think it's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Immediately grabs the eye. I've been walking the con pretty much all weekend, and this stuff like really kind of stands out. So when did you get into this?
I started making masks around 6 years ago. I saw, there's a television show on Travel Channel called Making Monsters by company Distortions Unlimited, and it kind of introduced me to the world of this. I'm like, hey, I can do that. So I just dove right in, watched a bunch of YouTube videos, figured it out myself.
Was there a particular mask that you started out with that was like, I want to make this?
Not specifically, but it's like you can make a full head of a creature, one-to-one scale, and have that in your room. Like, put it on your shelf or whatever. I just found it, crazy that you can do that.
Yeah.
And so I tried it, and it worked out for me, and I kept rolling with it.
Is there a favorite of yours of all of the work that you've done? If there's one that's like, as soon as you did it, you were like, oh, I killed this shit.
Yeah, actually, that one right behind you, that alien one.
Yeah.
I call it what do I call it? Oh, Alien from Uranus.
Nice.
I like that. That was my favorite one right there.
And so, growing up as a fan of horror, I assume?
Actually, not so much. More sci-fi. I grew up, Star Wars kid.
Uh-huh.
So, that's kind of where I started from, and
So
then
the Cantina scene was mind-blowing.
oh yeah, the Rick Baker mask, yeah.
Those were the
Yep.
change.
Yeah.
Got it.
All those creatures, so many creatures. Had the little, action figures. Collect them all,
Was there, when you were a kid, aside from Star Wars, was there other aha moments where you thought, oh, this is something that I could potentially do, or was it just the Monster Maker?
No, I like movies. I like Star Wars, all the behind-the-scenes making of stuff. So I kind of always followed that type of stuff, the special effects, makeups, and stuff. And then I got to here. I'm like, hey, I can do that in my garage by myself. I can make my own stuff, and no one can tell me what I can and can't do, really.
Yeah.
So might as well.
And so, with it being kind of Halloween season, you get a bigger influx of customers who are looking for Halloween costumes.
Yeah.
So do you look at these as like costume masks?
Well, these are pretty much all of mine. You can wear. They're all wearable. I make them so you can wear them, but they're mostly collectors' masks. There's a big community of people who collect this type of stuff.
Exactly.
That's why the prices are kind of high. It's all handmade stuff.
Yeah.
One. It's not this the mass-produced stuff you find in the store. But yeah, they're mostly like you can all wear them, but they look good on your wall or on your shelf, like a display.
Now, have you ever been approached by any independent film studios with doing masks for horror films?
No, not yet. Honestly.
That you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Learn new methods, new materials. Right now it's all latex, but there's silicone, and then other stuff. I haven't really got into that stuff yet, but I'm always willing to learn something,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, before I let you go, please just tell people where they can find you on social media and everything.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, straight to video mask maker, right there. You can follow me. Yeah. And I'm also Facebook. You can look up the same. My name, Jesse Panover, and that's where you find me.
Perfect, man. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Hollywood style events.
Okay.
Kind of works in conjunction with Dark Skull Manor.
I feel a little uncomfortable sitting. We're kind of in, what is this, like a mind melding
Yeah,
deal?
so this is a two-person electric chair.
Oh,
I don't know if you got the sign up there or not. I don't know if it reads it backwards or not. But it's Old
it's in
Sparky
reverse.
Duo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're about to get electrocuted, huh?
I guess. I don't know. I mean, my hands are right here, so.
Oh, I felt that in my nethers, and I don't know how I feel about it. But Brian, how long have you been doing this stuff, man?
Well, I think I started back in 1983, and yeah. But I think I've been doing it professionally since 2004.
And so, when you get ready for Halloween, is that like a couple months in advance, or is this an all-year thing for you?
It's all year round for me. All my businesses kind of revolve around that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And in terms of manufacturing, what's the turnaround for an idea that you have?
Oh, wow. So there's so many different things that I do. So we just did for Sinister Creature Con, we built some additional columns that had DMX lighting in them. And then we did their new logo sign. And that I did in just a few days or something like that.
And
I built in 2 days.
You did the Escape the Mine at the June show, correct?
We did, yeah.
And like, what was the genesis of that idea?
Oh, so that's several years of adding to it. We actually added the last room on there. That's why there was nothing in that last room. We're in the process of adding a third room to that particular attraction.
And so your ideas, they kind of constantly get built upon with the haunts.
Yeah.
And so do you do a haunt regularly out in the Bay Area, and what is that called?
We don't have a haunt currently right now running, but we're looking to do one here in Sacramento area for 2025.
And this 360 photo booth, what's the deal with that? How does that work?
So we have a 360 photo booth that the camera spins around you, and it's actually a video. It says photo booth, but it's actually a video. And then you do some sort of live action or something in there. And in other venues, we might use bubble blowers or something like that.
Yeah.
Or even money guns or something like that. Something that gives you action. And actually, they might be getting some people up there right now. Yeah, and so then it takes a video of it, and then they get a QR code or an email gets it sent to them and digitally.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so where can people find out more about you guys?
So Hollywood Events is HollywoodStyleEvents.com.
Okay.
And then our haunted attraction is DarkSkullManor.com.
Perfect. And do you guys have any social media where we could find you on like Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook. I think we're on all of those kinds of things.
And it's just the name.
It is.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully, you guys have a shocking day.
Yeah.
You see how I played that up? Shocking, because we just got our butts electrocuted. It was exciting. It was like the Tingler.
Yeah.
Very much like the Tingler.
The Tingler.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people seem to enjoy it.
Okay, so what do you want me to do when I do this? Do I stand still? Do I like strike like a karate pose?
So it's gonna take about a 6-second video of you, and then it's gonna convert part of it into slow-mo and then play it in reverse. So in total, it'll be about a 24-second video.
Okay.
So movement is better.
Okay.
It'll look cooler. It'll pick it up really well. Some people do just stand there completely still. It's still fun.
Okay. I'll figure it out, I think.
I'm just gonna frame you.
If I do this, is that gonna get in the way of the spin? Is that too far out? Maybe if I bring it in, like I look like I'm filming myself, like that. Is that good? Alright, I'm gonna just do this while I'm, yeah. Greetings, fellow insomniacs, it's your friend and Frank, good old Chunky Larry. I'm doing the 360 photo op at Sinister Creature Con right now, which means that I'm doing a bunch of stuff that you probably will never do because I'm better than you.
Why do you want me to do this?
Jeff, all the guys on TikTok, they point at the sky and they show a bunch of pictures of movies, and I'm gonna do one where it's movies of you.
Really? Who's gonna believe a talking head? Get a job at a sideshow.
I am here with Justin Besser.
Perfect.
a great and amazing artist who comes every October and treats us with one of his great creations. And this time around, we went with The Witch.
The Witch.
So we talked a little bit yesterday kind of about your motivations in regards to the pumpkins that you pick, and that sometimes the pumpkins speak to you,
Yes.
and sometimes you have an idea of what you want to do.
Yes.
What was the situation this time around with this pumpkin?
It was actually kind of a mix this time. I came up with this composition with, first of all, Vance Kelly's rendition of Black Phillip. Excellent. Needed it on a pumpkin, so I added it into my composition. But I didn't know what pumpkins I would find when I got to the pumpkin patch, when I flew here and got to the pumpkin patch. So I did a few different compositions to, I guess that could fit of like various different
So what
pumpkins.
were some of the other options that you had in mind?
One would have had Thomason's little cabin house, little farm in the bottom, so that I could have made it a really tall composition. Another one had Thomason over to the side, so that it could have been like a wider composition.
But the witch was always your
It was
go-to.
going to be the witch.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what about the witch spoke to you this time around?
I love the witch. I love the lore behind the witch, behind all the stories. The Salem Night Fair is happening right now in Salem, and it is a bucket list item to go, so that was kind of on the back of my mind. My cousin's there right now. It's kind of on the back, at the back of my head. And I mean, who isn't infatuated with Black Phillip, right? Yeah. And so besides it just being like a great movie and a movie that I love so much, this is also not something I would really get to do at home for the Minnesota Zoo because of, the demonic undertones.
And so, in regards to the pumpkins, because this is a completely unique thing that I've only really ever seen you do.
Oh, awesome.
Well, again, it's experiential.
Yeah.
But I have to assume that this starts at a certain place, and Dad's filming this interview
Yeah.
right now, so he could probably attest to this as well. Is that you start at one place, and you get to this.
Yes.
Like you start from the bare basics of like the little triangular smile.
Yeah.
And the triangle eyes.
Yeah.
To this.
To this.
How is that transition like?
Oh man, that's a great question. Well, it's very different in that doing something like a standard traditional jack-o'-lantern has you cutting all the way through it, which is actually a lot harder for me anyway. It's a lot harder because you're only seeing the light through what's fully cut out, and so as someone who's always been It's okay.
It's okay.
As someone,
Come on, Deadpool. It's good. We got Deadpool.
As someone who's always drawn and painted, I lost where I was going with this. We were talking about
triangles to this.
Right. Okay. As someone who's always drawn and painted, I take to this so much. I don't know. This is more in me, I think, than like your traditional carved through jack-o'-lanterns. I'm already drawing and painting, and just being able to get in and carve out highlights and scrape out, sand out places that would be brighter. I don't know, it has just come so much more naturally.
Are there any other non-traditional canvases that you work with?
I've worked with snow. I was on Best in Snow. It was on Disney Plus.
Very cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I've carved potatoes, a couple other squashes, a rutabaga.
It's a fun word to say.
Yeah. Stick and poke tattoos. But for the most part, it's my favorite, my go-to is
Go ahead.
Black-
You gotta crawl your tattoos.
black ink and paper. So yeah.
And so, artistically, what drives you when you get up and you come up with an idea? Is it something that you consume that inspires you, or is it just like motifs, like feelings?
Kind of both. Sometimes it's about the feeling, about the vibe. Sometimes I just I see something and I want to draw it. I have a whole folder in my phone full of someday maybe references that I'll see a picture. I'm like, I really want to draw that one day, I like to do a lot of spooky things because of the vibe and the feeling behind it. But I also do like a little bit of like eroticism, nudes, that kind of thing. And a lot of times with that, someone's asking me to draw it for them, or I'm drawing it to give to them. I do a lot of those, and the figure drawings sort of as like a practice. It's like a discovery to learn. I'm trying to learn like digital work right now. That's a weird shift, but as far as like subject matter, I like spooky and I like sexy. Let's put them together.
Hey, you are talking to somebody that tries to put them together all the time.
Perfect.
A lot of the times, to the complaints of people I'm trying to put them together with.
Boring people.
Yeah, that's right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
If we could just get a closer up shot and reveal the magic that he created this time around. Okay, so I just drove for a very long time through what felt like nothing. And I ended up here at a haunt in the middle of the woods. And I'm sure sure that nothing bad is gonna happen. I think I'm gonna be taken care of. That doesn't sound good. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that, but this is the proprietor of this fine establishment.
Yeah.
So how long you been doing this, buddy?
Well, I mean, personally, I've been doing it since 1889. But this place has been going on since 2010.
2010.
This location is our new year, though.
Okay, so this is a new look. Where you
All
guys
new
doing it
location.
before?
We've done it before in Modesto,
Uh-huh.
and now at John Thurman Field, Boomers, been in a couple spots.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
So, what's the overall theme of the haunt?
So what it is this town called Higbee Hollow is cursed.
Uh-huh.
And every Halloween throughout decades, there's been an incident that's occurred where multiple people have died.
Uh-huh.
And so what you do is you go through these incidences, and they almost replay themselves for you as a haunting.
Okay.
So we got Crinkle's Diner here, which happened in the 50s. The horrible incident where the clowns killed everyone in the diner and ate them. And we got the Toy Maker, what happened in the 70s. And he was kidnapping kids and he turned them into his sick experiments to make them toys.
Okay.
And then Boomtown was the original one in 1889.
Uh-huh.
That's when I accidentally blew up the mine and released a lot of demons and all kinds of terrible things.
And so the town is kind of haunted because of your actions.
No, I wouldn't say that. Don't blame it all on me.
I mean,
It was fate. The town did it all on its own.
I mean, kind of, but you kind of blew up the thing that opened
Hey, I was
up.
just told what to do.
Yeah.
My boss has told me. And,
Yeah.
You know, when you gotta get paid, you gotta get paid.
Yeah, money does not grow on trees.
Gotta chase that gold.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta blow things up. Sometimes you gotta open portals to hell. I mean, these things, they happen.
It happens.
It
You know,
totally
you can't control
happens.
it.
I agree with you, sir.
Thank you.
Please do not harm me.
Absolutely no.
Oh, thank
Good
goodness.
people.
I feel a little bit better now that you've said that I'm not going to receive. You heard that.
Well, from me, I can't tell you what's going to happen anywhere else. These other ghosts, you know, they got a mind of their own and they do their own thing.
Well, why you got to say that, man?
That's all part of it, man.
Have fun. Hi there.
Hi, how's it going?
Fine, how are you?
Good. So, a couple questions.
Answers.
What's going on up in here?
This is Crinkle's Diner.
Uh-huh.
I can select a table for you. Come on in.
So what kind of stuff do you guys serve here?
We serve whatever we can. Whatever. I'm not sure what's on the menu tonight, but I'm sure they will let you know.
Whatever we can is a
Yeah,
very
you can only have soup if you want to.
upsetting answer. Oh, I really don't know.
Table for one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So the light is pretty not lighty, but I've got one of the creators of Higbee Hollow, Ashley, who you may know from Sinister Creature Con. She is one of the panel hosts, and I was talking to this really weird miner earlier.
Oh, Bernie.
Yeah, well, he said that you guys have been doing this for 10 years?
15 actually.
15 years,
5
okay.
years in the backyard, then we moved into the building, then we went to the Modesto Nets Stadium, took a year off outside of COVID. So last year we
course.
took off, and now we're landed here on this property, and we're going to be here and just keep growing.
Okay, and so what's your favorite haunt in the entire...
Well, I'm absolutely deathly terrified of clowns, and this is your 1950s clown diner, Crinkle's Diner, and this is actually my concept.
Okay, so
this is my
I have
building.
you to blame is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, this should be fun.
All right, we'll see you on the other side if you make it out.
Oh boy, if you make it out. Famous last words.
Excellent.
All right, oh Jesus! I got moved into the freezer for some reason. It's really, really cold. what you got there? Bye. I'm just gonna go this way. Ah! Okay. Well, that was a nice little slice of hell you made there.
Yeah, and that was just your first one, right?
Yeah, that was the first one. Guys with chainsaws, weird hook dudes. Again, son of a bitch. Ah, come on, god damn it! Okay, so I survived the Clown Cafe. I think there's a copyright for that. And we're going where now?
We're going to All Hallows Eve once we go through Boomtown.
All Hallows Eve through Boomtown. So let's see what All Hallows Eve has to offer. Okay. I think we're lost.
Nope, just keep going.
Okay, we're not lost.
We're not lost.
Okay. We're gonna just walk through this cornfield. You got the wrong one. Hi. How you doing?
Hurry up!
Oh, I'm going. I don't like this.
You're good.
I don't like this. Not one bit. Not one bit. Ah! Pumpkins? No, I don't have any pumpkins. You go ahead and you keep those, okay? Okay. Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of dark and it's a little scary. Am I? Okay, I'll go faster. Look at me going faster. Ooh, I'm almost out of the cord. Oh, no, son of a bitch. All right. Oh, why did this happen? Why did this happen? Okay. What the hell is that?
You're in the spider barn.
Yeah, no, that lines up. Lots of spiders. Okay. Feel like something really sucky is about to happen, and I don't really like it. Oh shit! That was a big mother. My whole heart. Man. Okay. We got Michael Myers doing duck, duck, goose. Yeah, that just happened. I knew it. Oh no, it's Mariah Carey. Sweet. I didn't even notice that on there. That's so sick. Now, for whatever reason, before I walk into any of these, Ashley goes up to the people inside of the haunts and she says, hey, just make sure to really lay it in. And so, if I look extra scared, it's not my fault. She's telling them to try to scare me. It's not that I'm scared of everything.
I just want to give you the best experience.
The best experience?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to have the best experience. I want to make sure that you're getting exactly what you need out of it.
Yeah, well, I think I've gotten a fair amount.
I mean, the fact that your heart was hearting, we did good.
Yeah, so I have to check the zone minutes on my watch when I'm done with this, but I think it's going to be through the roof tonight. So,
Yeah, and your PPMs.
yes. So here we go. Just the toy maker. I'll see you at the end of this one.
Yep.
I'll see you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you got me. How do I get out? Okay. Oh, all right. This way. We're going this way. I'm not trying to mess with your room. Please don't hurt. This way. Let's go this way. Ah! Okay. And we're good. Alright. So that one was really intense. They got you crawling like a dog. There's little kids and monkeys and people with bone saws. What are you guys doing in this place?
We're just having fun. We're making sure that we're creating the scares.
This is fun. If you are in the Valley area, the General Valley, where can they find you?
4400 Mesa Drive in Riverbank, California. You can go to HigbeeHorrorHaunt.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We actually have a TikTok as well. Message us if you have questions. Reach out. And we'd love to have you out here so we can scare you.
All right, you heard it here. I'm gonna go wet myself now. We'll be back with more stuff. Ho, ho, holy shit! Greetings, fellow insomniacs. It's your friend in fright, good old Chunky Larry, your daily source for horror news and reviews. And as you may or may not know, I've committed to watching every single horror movie in 2024, which means, of course, that I was gonna watch Terrifier 3. 5 years after the events of Part 2, Art the Clown is opening up the Clown Cafe once again, and Lauren Lavera is the only one there to stop him. As with every franchise, there has to be some cockamamie reason why he comes back to life. There has to be some kind of cockamamie reason why the main character hasn't moved on with their life. These things are quickly done so Art the Clown can do what Art the Clown does, which is kill people in fun, fucking creative ways that we haven't seen before, or maybe we've seen them in other things, but they're so fucking enjoyable coming from Art the Clown. In lead up for this film, I've had a lot of discussions with other horror fans, and everybody was talking in the sense that what is he going to do to up the ante from his last film? What's he going to do to top the bedroom scene? And in Terrifier 2, it was, what is he going to do to top the hacksaw scene? And I knew that the natural progression is what he did, and I had said it. I had said it to plenty of people, anybody that would listen to me, and I was right. You hear that, Mom? Larry was right. With this film, Lauren Levera absolutely solidifies herself as a penultimate final girl. She is the final girl for this generation. And every final girl has to have a villain. Every protagonist has to have an antagonist worth fighting and defeating. And Art the Clown is the closest thing that we have gotten to Freddy Krueger since Freddy fucking Krueger. And that is coming from a Freddy Krueger fan. There is a sequence in this film with Santa Claus that is the most enjoyable fucking experience that I've had in a long fucking time, and I'm a miserable human fucking being. But David Howard Thornton, his performance in this sequence is everything. He doesn't say a fucking word, but you feel every fucking emotion that he is conveying, and it is chef's fucking kiss. There's specifically a song in this film that I fucking adore. That's gonna get us fucking silenced. This movie manages to move along the story that has been being told through the course of 2 and 3 without bogging you in the minutia of expository dialogue. You get it, but it's not the prominent fixture of what the storyline is about. This film is about exploration and it's about exhibition, and it's about everything that is good about splatter films. This is Splatter 101 in all of the best fucking ways imaginable. I fucking loved this. I loved everything about this. This is getting one of my few 5 out of 5 Reapers. Out of all the fucking horror films in 2024, I think I've done it 3 or 4 times, and this is one of them. Hey, we're here at the Sinister Creature Con with Sandy Johnson, Judith Myers from the original Halloween, and Sandy, I almost called you Judith. You get that a lot, don't you?
I do.
I can only imagine. So, before we get into Halloween, which I know you have to talk about till you're blue in the face, and I'm sure it's exhausting, I really would like to know about modeling, because I know that that's kind of how you got your start in acting and everything. But you were doing acting before that. You were doing like theater and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, what came first, the modeling or the acting?
Well, I was very dramatic even as a little kid.
I think we all are.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to play teacher and have all the neighbors come and be my students, all that when I was young. So, but I also loved to dance. And then I think it was like middle school where I entered a modeling school for lessons there, and then I had an uncle who thought I should be in beauty contests, so he was always entering me in beauty contests, and so it was kind of all
So instead of a stage mom, it was a stage uncle?
Yes, it was a stage
Very
uncle.
nice.
He really thought I was pretty and needed to be in modeling and stuff, so he was Yeah.
Now,
It's
does that make your
important
school experience easier or harder? Knowing that you're coming from a place where you're a model and people are looking at you and they're thinking, oh, you're so wonderful. And then to go back to doing regular, normal school stuff, is that like...
I really didn't talk about it much. I wasn't really always, I had a really good friend that I'm still friends with, and I just kind of kept it quiet. That's just what I did when I went away from school.
And so I know that it was a family illness that kind of led you down your path, and we don't need to dwell on that because it's, personal stuff. But when you started working with Playboy, what was that experience like? It has to be kind of, at that period of time, Playboy is one of the biggest media publications in the world. And you're coming into that. They automatically set you up with like an agent. Like, what's the process like for that?
Well, after of course, you send in photos and all of that, and then they decide, if they're going to use you or not. And the competition is severe, no doubt about it. So I was very excited when I found out that they had actually accepted me and scheduled me for June of 74. And whether or not you want to go with their agency, that's totally up to you.
Yeah.
But they had been very good to me, and I thought it was a good match. And it turned out it was, because that's where John Carpenter found me, through that agency.
And so, kind of transitioning, because you've done some like comedy stuff, like kind of teen sex romp comedies, and then you do this film. And this is, by all intents and purposes, a really low budget horror film. You feel like you're going to be doing like a weekend on this and you're never going to hear about it again.
Right.
Now, 46 years later, you're sitting in a building full of weirdos wearing hoodies with Michael Myers' likeness on them and on their hats. And I was sitting at your table yesterday. There was a guy, a grown man, in full Michael Myers regalia, who literally stood like parallel to her table for, it had to have been like an hour, right?
Yeah, a long time.
And just played the Halloween theme and just stood there, just menacingly. and I have to assume, because I know that after acting, you went into teaching, correct? And so you were Miss Johnson, we're going to say Miss Johnson, and nobody was the wiser, I'm assuming. You never had anybody in the class go, hey, Miss Johnson, is this you?
No, I did not have that.
That's a relief.
Yeah, they probably would have fired me, and I really liked my job, so I'm glad they didn't.
So, because there's another actress, Deborah Voorhees, who also lost her job,
Yes, she did.
did Playboy, did horror films, and people had discovered it. And so I have to imagine that's kind of in the back of your head, or no?
Yes, you do. I definitely kept it quiet because I really loved my job working with the kids. I didn't learn until after that had happened to Deborah. We had a discussion about it one day, and so they didn't know, so it was a good thing.
And so what were you elementary or?
I was middle school special needs. I taught science.
That's awesome. And are you doing that still, or
no, I
you don't have time?
About 10 years ago, I guess. On that.
And so it just kind of seamlessly almost comes around at 2018 when Halloween H4O is what they call it, or the Hollow Green, comes around and they search you out. And that's your first kind of inkling of the fervor and the excitement around the character Judith Myers.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm sure you were aware of Michael Myers, right?
Yes, Michael Myers, but I really hadn't, because of my teaching and everything, I was just so involved with that that I just didn't think about my past or other things. So I didn't realize that other Halloweens had been made, never even thought to check it out.
Yeah. So what would you say is the most rewarding thing about this chapter of your life where you're getting to revisit the early work that you did?
Wow. The fans are super important to me. I love them. They definitely enrich my life, both on social media and in person. Also, I've started making films again, so that's really fun.
Very cool.
That I had to, that part of my life was cut short by the tragedy and stuff.
Yeah.
So now that I'm back to it and can do films, it's really fun.
So I have to assume that the casting process is a little bit different than, John Carpenter saying, yeah, that's the girl.
Yeah. It is different because we live kind of rural. I'm not really close to some place that I could go on a lot of interviews or anything. So usually when people reach out to me, they're reaching out because they want me to do the role. And I don't normally have to go and interview and
Don't have to zoom in anything or anything like that.
Usually they just send me the script and say, do you want to do this? So that makes it really nice because of where I live.
Yeah. And this is nothing to do with horror, but one of the things that I've noticed about you over the course of the weekend is how gracious you are. And I just wanted to tell you, and this again has nothing to do with anything, that it's really admirable the way that you handle people that come to your table. You give everybody time, and you're very caring with every single person that crosses your table. And I have to assume that that's part of being a teacher. Yes?
Probably.
Because just kind of that even temperament because like I said, there was a guy literally standing feet away from her, just hunched like this and scowling, and it's like, after that, it's like, nope, I'm done. We're calling it a day. Goodbye, you guys. It's been cool. But I want to thank you again just so much for your time, Sandy. This has been an absolute pleasure. Where can they find you on social media?
At unicornsandyj.com is my website. Also, I am The Real Sandy Johnson on Facebook and Unicorn Sandy J on Instagram.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. You have a great day. I hope you enjoy the rest of the con, and I hope Sinister Creature Con has been treating you well.
Excellent.
There's this one guy that's just been bugging the crap out of you all weekend. I know it, and I think I could point a finger to who that person might be. But thank you very much, Sandy.
Of course, you're welcome.
All right.
It was a
Awesome.
pleasure.
All right, we did it. We made it through the entirety of this Halloween discussion where we looked at Sinister Halloween Con. We went to a haunt at the Higbee Horror Haunt. We talked to fucking Sandy Johnson from fucking the original Halloween. We hung out with Jeffrey Combs. We saw Bai Ling dance. Like, there was a lot for you to consume in this episode, and it was a fucking huge blast. So I want to thank everybody that was kind enough to give me some of their time during Sinister Halloween Con. I want to thank Sinister Halloween Con for allowing me to film at their location, to talk to their guests, and just be an all-around amazing venue and platform for a lot of horror content in the Valley. It is hands down my favorite convention. Every year I look forward to it every June and October. And if you're in California, Northern California, every June and October, Sinister Creature Con presents Sinister Creature Con, the summer edition, and Sinister Halloween Con in October. It's a fucking blast. They always get really cool guests, and their vendors are fucking amazing. On top of that, they have makeup artists up the wazoo for you to enjoy, and it's just it's one of the fucking true, pure joys of my existence is going to Sinister Creature Con, Sinister Halloween Con, seeing all the weirdos, being one of the weirdos, interacting with the weirdos. I also want to thank Higbee Horror Haunt. They are super fucking rad. They were absolutely welcoming. Ashley and John both are phenomenal fucking human beings. That miner guy was cool too. So, you know, that was a hell of a time getting to see the inner workings and makings of a horror haunt was something that I didn't have on my bingo card for 2024, but I'm glad that I did it. And yes, I screamed like a little bitch, but you know, if you can't scream at a haunt, where can you scream? You know, it's cathartic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't scared. I was getting some catharsis. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Anyway, before I get out of here, I want to just point you in the direction of a couple of different things that I think are really fucking cool. First thing I want to talk to you about is boxesformama.com. It is an independently funded horror content creation fucking wet dream. They have boxes which are movies that it's like a blind box for horror films where you get a movie, you don't know what it's going to be. You get snacks for the movie and you get little cool toys and trinkets. And then they also have these DVD nooks that are just fucking amazing looking. So go to boxesformama.com, look at the stuff that they have to offer, buy some stuff, tell them Chunky sent you. But also, Momitu. Momitu is a free ad-supported streaming platform that has a ton of horror and action and comedy, all the stuff that you want, and it's absolutely free. You sit through some ads, but they're really good people. They support independent horror, so you should support them. And Miami Fox Streaming, which is not free. It is $2.99 a month, but they have an amazing variety of horror, action, and exploitation films for you to enjoy. And they also have ya boy, Chunky Larry, doing Creature Features curations on Miami Fox Streaming. The first episode of Creature Features curations, we're looking at Don't Torture a Duckling, so subscribe to Miami Fox Streaming. Use the promo code CreaturePod, save yourself 15%, and watch some Creature Features curations because, you know, the more people watch it, the better I do, right? Anywho, I hope that everybody has a safe and fun and successful Halloween. I hope that you get all the candy that you want. I hope that your costume is either slutty or scary, and I hope that we can come back next year, do this all over again, and I hope that you continue to listen to someone you trust.